Bitch sit on my face, I attack that. Bitch sit on my face, I attack.
So this is where unbridled outrage and the lack of critical thinking, especially with social media, comes into play. It takes literally 5 minutes. 5 minutes to go on Google and say, are honeybees going extinct? The answer is no. We've had a lot of colony losses over the years, and climate change is making a big impact, but honeybees are not going extinct in any way, shape or form. So the fact that we actually look after these honeybees and we actually produce more colonies each year, because you've got idiots like me who like to produce more and more colonies, we're keeping honeybees away from that red line of extinction. So beekeepers are actually a good thing for honeybees in most cases. It's not just honeybees either. Our honeybees forage on the same flowers that other bees like bumblebees and solitary bees forage on as well. Now, bumblebees and solitary bees are the ones that are in danger. They're not extinct yet, and there are no actual protected bumblebee species in the UK. But because they forage on the same thing as our honeybees, generally beekeepers are the ones that are trying to push for people to improve their gardens, make them more biodiverse, plant more wildflower seeds and plant more flowers that produce nectar and pollen all the way through the year, not just in summer and spring when you can sit out in the garden and enjoy it. These flowers need to be present all the way through the year. In spring, after a hard winter, you want lots of pollen and lots of nectar, so the bees come out, like probably usually starving, so they can go out, get some nectar, which is the carbohydrates, and get some pollen, which is the protein, and that's what they use to produce more bees. And then all the way through spring, you want lots of pollen so they can produce more and more bees ready for the summer. And then summer, you want lots of nectar so they can produce honey and get that energy they need to produce extra queens to make more colonies and survive into the next year. And then when winter comes, you want lots of nectar and pollen so they can make stores ready for winter. And that's where the honey comes from the pollen and the nectar produced in summer and spring. The leading reason why our native bees, like bumblebees and solitary bees, are struggling now is because of habitat loss and the fact that our environment keeps changing for them. Climate change is a big factor, so where we had predictable weather, we don't have that anymore. In the UK, it's pretty much rained every week, all year. It's ridiculous. Habitat loss comes from farming and from building on arable land or in woodlands, stuff like that. In the northwest of the UK, which is where I'm from, we have the lowest percentage of woodland compared to the rest of the UK. Woodland is necessary for bees of all kind, insects of all kind, birds, nature in general. We need lots of trees, we need lots of plants, we need things to go wild, and if you look in your village, it may look pristine and green, especially if it's a nice location like Rainford is, where I'm from, but it's the wrong kind of green. You want it to be long grass, you want it to be lots of flowers of lots of different kinds. It's like eating burgers for every single meal of the day. Sure, some people would absolutely love it at first, but after the first week or so, you'd probably get really sick of it. And not only would you get sick of it, but you'd probably get sick in general, because you won't be getting the diverse nutrients, proteins, and other bits and bobs that your body needs to be healthy. Bees and insects are exactly the same as that. They need a good diverse amount of flowers and pollens to get what they need to survive. Monocultures like farms, they're really good at feeding bees up, really are, but it's not healthy for the bees to be on a constant supply of the same flower. So yeah, to summarise, beekeepers aren't the problem. We're doing everything we can to improve things for our bees, and not just our bees, but insects in general. If we actually manage to improve things for the insects, then we'll actually improve things for the predators like birds, etc., because they'll have more food, which means that they'll have more energy, more protein, so they can produce more of their offspring, and then the predators of them will also get more food there, because it's like one big chain. food chain. But all you need to do is you need to improve the base material, which is the flowers, the habitat. That's all you need to do to start making things better for the whole ecosystem. Hope that made sense. Now that's cleared up, let's see what else she says.
Pack him. When it comes to my bitch, I'm straight.
Does she mean like stop licking flowers?